Right now, Bitcoin approaches another new potential low as the pain keeps on coming. Meanwhile, extreme fear in the Bitcoin market as we're seeing levels not seen since April of 2020. And is this China Bitcoin ban something to be concerned about? With all of these fake FUD news stories circulating, we might as well create an anti-FUD news story. Jeff Bezos wearing cowboy boots, allegedly in romantic relationship with a Bitcoin plushie. Is this the Bitcoin signal we've been waiting for? Find out on this webisode of Fat Dumpers. Hey everyone, I'm your host, Danny Dump Truck, and on this channel, we get dumped on so you don't have to. Bananas, guys, we have a lot to be covering today as Bitcoin just inches closer and closer to setting a new low. Is it imminent? And where is the bottom target? And as well, we have some extreme things going on in this market, one of them being extreme fear, levels we haven't seen in well over a year, and many more interesting things as well. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to hit like, subscribe, do the notifications so you never miss these absolutely time-sensitive alerts. And without any further ado, let's jump in. Absolutely insane. So guys, I wanted to include a little bit of bonus content today, right? This is not really cryptocurrency related, but this affects every single one of us. And I'm just curious if you guys in the comments have any interesting thoughts about this, because besides what I'm about to talk about in a second, we've been seeing more and more governments admit this around the world, and it just feels to me as if something very interesting is coming here. This is very big stuff. Again, not really related to crypto, so I'll leave a pop-up on screen if you want to skip past this. But guys, a retired U.S. Navy Chief Master at Arms and the former Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense for Intelligence, two credible figures, right? Not just Johnny and Jimmy down the street saying stuff about UFOs. People and governments are basically admitting there are technologies and UFOs and all this footage and stuff. They're admitting all of this is real, and they have no idea about this. So basically, my question to you before we jump into this episode is, what do you think about all of this, and do you think a big announcement is coming in the very near future? Bananas. So guys, if we take a look here, extreme fear grips the Bitcoin market. So the Fear and Greed Index, a metric that measures the current sentiment in Bitcoin, has fallen to extreme fear. And we haven't seen this level of fear since April of 2020, right after the massive crash where Bitcoin was like $3,000 to $4,000 back in March of 2020 because of the whole chaos around the world. Now at a 21. Last week, it was a 73 greedy. Now it's at a 21 extreme fear. Okay, the past week has been filled with fear, uncertainty, and doubt, and the Bitcoin price has crashed down. In the past, an extremely fearful market like this has historically presented solid buying opportunities during bull cycles. And guys, I'm going to be talking about this later as well, but this is our first China bans Bitcoin of this bull cycle, okay? It happened back in the last cycle. This has just kind of been a prevailing narrative that gets used, and again, it's all super coordinated, I believe. Okay, we had the Elon stuff, Binance being investigated, we have China banning Bitcoin, even though that's not really, again, it's all just FUD anyway. The more you look into these things, the less they matter, and again, it all just seems to get piled on right at the same time, almost as if some sort of perfectly coordinated FUD. Okay, this is kind of like a common sentiment that I've seen talked about for years and years, but when the elite miss the boat, they have the power to pull it back temporarily, and basically just note all the perfectly coordinated FUD this week at Bitcoin's most vulnerable. Bitcoin's been failing to break 60K for 3 months, and now we're just seeing all of this stuff pile on top to try and push it as low as possible. So guys, think about that for a second. Bitcoin right now is the weakest it's ever been technically in 2021. So it's the weakest it's been in 2021, not ever, but the weakest it's been in 2021 after 3 months of failing to concretely break 60K. And we're seeing all of this negativity piled on right at the exact moment. Okay, we all have our opinions about this, but I think it's very clearly coordinated FUD. And this China FUD, which is like the 10,000th time something with China just getting brought back up. Basically, the fact that Bitcoin is still at this moment holding 40K, even though I talked about what I think it's going to go to, and I'll talk about it again later in the video. It's just very, very insane that Bitcoin is still this powerful with all of this media FUD, with all of the weak technicals, just everything. So overall, Bitcoin looking very impressive here. And obviously, this is a joke. Jeff Bezos is not in a romantic relationship with a doll, as far as I know, but he does have some very, very nice, stylish cowboy boots. Absolutely very, very nice, Jeff. Congrats. So what exactly is this China banning FUD? Basically, China has banned financial institutions and payment companies from providing services related to crypto, and they've also warned investors against it. Basically, such institutions, banks, and online payments must not offer clients any service involving crypto, such as registration, trading, clearing, and settlement. With that being said, they've banned the exchanges and ICOs, but it has not banned individuals from holding cryptocurrencies. And it's kind of just them just talking kind of about something that's already been known for a while anyway. It's just kind of not even really FUD. I mean, this is already something that's not very new or interesting or affecting, it shouldn't affect the market whatsoever. But again, it doesn't matter if it actually affects crypto. What does matter is scaring people into thinking that it will affect crypto. Okay, all of this, all of what's happened in the last couple of days, all of this FUD, none of it is actually detrimental to Bitcoin at all. None of it really has any long-term implications, or, it doesn't put a nail in any of cryptocurrency whatsoever in terms of like making it look bad. It's literally all just an organized FUD campaign as usual. Okay, so really there's not too much to report because it's all fugazi. It's all a bunch of baloney. And if we go to Bitcoin's chart, guys, 43,000 has been pretty strong, but you can see it is taking a tumble here. It's failing pretty heavily. But again, I saw a lot of people talk about this, and this makes the most sense to me as well. I've been talking about this for weeks, just this level. Basically, 60K was one big Fibonacci level. Okay, this fettuccine level right here, right around like 40K, is the level that I'm looking for ultimately to see Bitcoin flip after we broke below the 21 week. Ultimately, it would have been awesome to see Bitcoin hold the 21 week, but it didn't happen. Okay, so we move on to the next big level. If this level breaks, then I think it is likely we'll see a much lower Bitcoin. I don't think that's going to happen. Again, just my opinion, but I might as well just say it. But yeah, this is a gigantic Fibonacci level here. Last time when we failed to break this Fibonacci level, we did go back to that other Fibonacci level. So it does make sense that, we failed to break this Fibonacci. I say fettuccine so much that I'm confusing myself. This Fibonacci level, and now we're heading down to this fettuccine level. It just makes sense that we would have to come back down to test this. It's exactly what happened back in December and January before we blasted off to 60K. We failed 60K for 3 months. It's only natural we come back here. So yeah, I still think a strong bounce right around 40K, give or take. It could go a little under that. It could be a little above 40K where it ultimately bottoms. Okay, and keep in mind a wick. It could be a quick wick below. I personally think that will be the case. I think we will see a quick wick at some point to kind of just really validate it as the bottom. But overall, yeah, Bitcoin is taking a little bit of a tumble, but we are seeing some altcoins, really pick up steam, specifically Matic's doing really well, Polygon, and there's other cryptocurrencies also, but a lot of the top ones are not doing the best. I think XRP is actually doing pretty good right now as well, but like Ethereum, ADA, Uniswap, Doge, Link, DOT, for the most part, they're all kind of just, sinking a little bit with the rest of the market, although Link is up like 15% today, so that's cool. But in the meantime, we see the DXY setting another new low. Okay, so I mean, still following that exact same trend that we've been expecting after getting rejected off the 21 day again, and I believe it got rejected off the 21 week. Yeah, 21 week also. So yeah, DXY not looking any stronger. This is just, I think, just the ultimate last final push down for the crypto market before we head on to 6 digits for Bitcoin. Okay, giving you an absolute time frame on that is the most difficult thing that I'm not able to do, unfortunately, and nobody is. Ultimately, that's kind of just what I think is happening. So yeah, I mean, if we go to some of these short-term charts, yeah, Bitcoin's just struggling to hold 43, but I do think ultimately 40K will hold as a complete bottom. Again, keep in mind, it doesn't mean we can't wick in like a couple minute candle down to like 39 or 38 or something crazy, but ultimately I think the big bottom is going to be 40K to 43K. So 40 to 43, basically where we're trading right now. Channel, make sure to like, subscribe, turn on those ghost notifications so you don't miss these absolutely time-sensitive updates. Make sure to take advantage of our bonuses for Ledger wallets, for trading, for technical analysis. There's a $2,000 bonus for Femex, also up to a $1,000 bonus on Bybit here. But as well, guys, I'm just curious what you guys think. Again, this is not crypto related, which is why I kind of wanted to save more of it till the end of the video. But yeah, I personally think that over the last few months, there's just been so many news outlets and people talking about UFOs, and nobody seems to be shocked, right? I think at this point, most people believe that there are already extraterrestrials kind of visiting us, right? Or they have been for years, maybe decades, maybe hundreds of years. But I just find it very interesting that they don't seem to be very shy about it at all at this point. Just very interesting. I feel like every year that goes by, things get crazier and crazier. Here we are in 2021, and magic internet money is kind of taking the world by storm, right? Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. But then we also have, are they going to talk about the government's decades-long research with UFOs? Because I do believe that they've had them in possession, right? I personally think it's common sense that there's other things living in this universe. But I just find it very, very strange. So as well, guys, without any further ado, this is for me. Bye bye.